Hi, my name is Victoria Brown, and I'm currently completing a Bachelor of Psychology at the University of New England. This presentation today is for my course Psych 308, Sport and Exercise Psychology, coordinated by Dr. Dominic McNeil. The presentation today focuses on sports psychology and the concept of flow. Sports psychology is defined as the effect of psychological factors on behavior in sport, and the psychological effect that participation in sport and a physical activity has on the performer. By understanding psychological theories and techniques, we can apply these to sport and exercise to either enhance performance or personal growth of participants. Sports psychology is used in many areas of sport, exercise, and health, such as performance management, skill development, health, communication, team relationships, recovery and rehabilitation, wellness, and even stress management. An important concept that is integrated within sport psychology that applies to these many areas is flow. So, what is flow? Flow is an intrinsic motivational process that increases our experience from ordinal to optimal. It is a total conscious experience that involves both the mind and body together, which creates a harmonious enjoyment. This feeling consists of several characteristics to achieve the state of flow. It is not only found in relation to sports psychology, but also in many activities in daily life. It is something we create through participation, with total focus and involvement. Cinch Shamali defined flow as generally reported when a person is doing his or her favorite activity, such as gardening or listening to music. It also occurs when driving, talking to friends, and even at work. Almost any activity can produce flow, provided the relevant elements are present. So, there is lots of elements that are required to achieve a state of flow. One of these elements, and one of the most important, is the challenge skill balance. This challenge skill balance is crucial for the achievement of flow. The activity's challenge level that a participant is going to be working on has to be equal with the skills of the participant. It is crucial that the participant's own perception of the skill level that is required to complete the challenge is equal with that they believe they have. Figure 1 here explores the challenge skill balance. When a mismatch occurs between the participant's own perceived skills and the required challenge skills, one of two things can occur. The participant can either experience a level of boredom due to the required skill level being too low, or the opposite, experiencing anxiety due to the required skill level being too high. There is several other elements that are required to achieve an optimal flow state. Several dimensions are required. One of these, firstly, is the merging of action and awareness. This is where the total absorption in the activity requires that our action and awareness are to be combined, creating an effortless experience in our movements. Next, the participant needs to hold clear goals about what they are planning to do and how they are going to do to achieve these goals. Next, we need to be able to receive unambiguous feedback. The participant during the task needs to be able to receive feedback to know whether they are successful at what they're doing, to then plan their next steps. This can either be internal feedback from their body or external feedback from spectators or a coach. They need to have a total concentration at the task at hand and complete focus on the activity. They also need to have a sense of control. So they need to have a conscious ability to hold control over their performance. It separates them from failure, and as a result of having this control, it creates a form of empowerment for the participant. They will also have a loss of self-consciousness while they're in this state of flow. While in this state of flow, the participant doesn't care or worry about others' evaluations. Flow actually frees them from negative thoughts of self-doubt. During a dimension of flow, there will be a transformation of time. Now, this is due to the focus of the participant in the activity, and it can either be really quick and time can fly past, or it can be very slow, depending on the immense involvement that the participant has in the activity at hand. Lastly, and one of the most important dimensions of flow, is the autolytic experience. This is a positive effect that is experienced during flow. It is the enjoyable experience that we receive by participating in the activity alone. State of flow creates high levels of intrinsic enjoyment that athletes describe somewhat as being on a high or having a type of buzz, I guess you would say. So why is flow important? Well, flow is very important for many things, especially in daily life activities, but definitely when it comes to evaluation of sport and exercise. One of the most important elements studied in flow is the autolytic experience, and understanding how being in a state of flow creates an enjoyment from the activity. For example, in exercise, why do we exercise if there's no reward? Well, simply, it is fun. People enjoy it. And even if there isn't a reward at the end, and if there's a risk of doing the activity, people still do it for the sake of doing the exercise. This is the concept of flow, and it is found that the reason why people participate in sports and exercise is for that pure enjoyment, not always for reward or glamour. Now, of course, flow is definitely important for performance. We have found that many researchers, when they have studied flow in regards to performance, have found a positive association between flow and a participant's performance evaluation. Now, flow has been found with many aspects of concentration, of goal setting, of success, and all of these are important in succeeding an activity. Investigations into flow is how flow and wellness interact. Several researchers have studied how flow in exercise is associated with a positive effect, and in turn, an increased overall well-being for an individual. With studies into how exercise impacts well-being, especially for things such as anxiety disorders, the concept of flow has been explored, and an overall importance has been understood in how flow in exercise actually improves the symptoms of anxiety for individuals. It was found that when individuals were doing exercises that they believed did not match their skill level, or that they found were either too intense, it created actual symptoms of anxiety. But when individuals completed exercises that they chose their skill level that they believed was equal, it actually improved anxiety symptoms and an overall well-being for the individual. Understanding the concept of flow is very important for individuals looking at sport and exercise psychology, into how flow and the aspects of flow affect an individual's performance, whether it is in professional sport or recreational sport. It also helps researchers understand how people choose what exercise they do and what effects that exercise actually has on their well-being. There is lots of studies being continued into flow and how it is actually helping improve aspects of well-being such as disorders in anxiety and depression. Thank you for watching.